This is your hostess with the mostest, Donna Smith, aka Lady D, coming at you live this evening just to kind of talk with you, see what's going on. It's Saturday evening, you guys. It's Saturday, and I'm a little late behind the time with getting this video out here, but that's all right. I'm here. I'm relaxing. I'm chill. I'm cool. And I said tonight I was just going to come at you guys with just me talking about whatever, just bringing it to you, bringing some kind of heat to you. Um, and one of the things I was sitting up here thinking about, and I'm looking for my water now. I set it down somewhere, but one of the things I was sitting up thinking about was, how people always talk about and want to come up with ways of how to turn the opposite sex on, you know, how to turn them on and I don't mean just in a sexual way. I mean just mentally, you know, heartfelt, spiritually, sexy way, physical way. We can mix that in. But let's talk about the men first. Women, what's the quickest way? What is the quickest way, as far as you're concerned, to turn a man on, to get him aroused? And getting him aroused, grown folks, can be in a physical way, a mental way, a heartfelt way, or a spiritual way. See, we can get one another aroused in other ways other than sex. Although getting aroused with sex is a good thing, but there's other ways that you can get someone aroused as well. So, what's the quickest way to get a man aroused? What's the quickest way to get his interest? You see what I'm saying? To get him to take notice in you. And ladies, it's not always about how good you look, because you can look good on the outside and be a hot mess on the inside. So it's not always about how you look on the physical that attracts and that gets him aroused. It's other things that he looks for and he needs. So, what is some of the quickest ways to get a man aroused? And men, you tell us, what are some of the quickest ways to get you aroused? Um, Men are very visual, meaning the eyes is what excites him. A lot of times, what he sees, what he smells, you know, what he can touch, what he can feel. With women, is the hearing of something. We get stimulated. We get aroused by things that we hear from our man, things that he does, things that he say, and it could be the littlest bittiest thing that will just set her off, you know. And a lot of men don't pay attention to that. A lot of men don't like to talk. They rather do. We want to hear it, you know. We want to hear that. That's what gets us aroused. But that was one of the things I wanted to kind of talk about tonight because, it's important. Some of you who are single out there and looking for Mr. Goodbar or Mrs. Goodbar, you you need to know what it is that and what it takes to excite, to attract another. Some people are lost. Say, for instance, you've been in a relationship for 10, 15 years. You've been married or you've been with someone for that long. And then all of a sudden, you get out here in this wild, wild west of a sea of piranhas. And you're just like, man, what am I going to do now? How do I do it? Things have changed. People are off the hook. People are different. Dating is totally different than it was 15 years ago. Women are doing a lot more. Women are pursuing a lot more. You know what I'm saying? So, um, and men are sometimes a little nervous about that because it's like, so what, man, she's coming strong. She's coming, and I don't know what to do with this thing here. Is she real? Is she loose? Is she into me? Is she not into me? What is going on? So men are kind of, kind of uneasy about it. But what do you do when you've been kind of lost in the sea of a relationship or a marriage for 15 years and now you're out here and it's like, whoa. And you guys roll with me because I'm going to be all over the place tonight talking about whatever comes to my mind because this is what I do. Okay, so just hold on with me. We're going to have some fun for a little bit. So, when our women are into someone for a period of time, they are connected, they are married, they are in a relationship, and then all of a sudden it's not working anymore, and they're out here in the sea of piranhas. And I say piranhas because they are, it's pretty rough. I remember when, man, I've been doing my unattached thing for some years now, but it's not by choice. It's just waiting on that Mr. Right. That's all. But um I remember when I first came out into the dating world again. And it was scary. It was really scary because I didn't know what to expect. And all the things that I used to do when I first got, and I'm talking about this has been at least 10 years. I've been like, yeah, about 10 years. So the things I used to do didn't quite work anymore because everything had changed. The men were different. When I say different, I mean, I'm somewhat old school. So I like to be pursued. I like to be dated. I like to be made special, feel special. I mean, who doesn't? But there's some old school things in me that I look at and I expect and I give in that way too. And men were just different. It was all about what they could get, all about um, what they can obtain from a woman. It was a lot of the dating and the pursuing was no more. It was just straight, I want to bone you. Let's just make this happen. Boom, 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 boom. I'm attracted to you. You're attracted to me. Let's slam it. And I'm like, what about conversation? What about getting to know one another? What about taking nice walks along the sand, the beach, breathing in fresh air, going to see a good movie, sitting down, having a warm cup of coffee, and just talking and laughing and tickling and giggling with each other? What happened to that? What about those late night calls? Hey, I was just thinking about you. How you doing? Not wanting anything on the agenda, but just had you on the brain and not afraid to let it know. What happened to that? What happened to that? So When I got out here in the sea of piranhas, it became more of a everybody was looking out for themselves. It wasn't a matter of coming together and getting to know and enjoying getting to know the mind and the heart and becoming spiritually attached and connected to someone is before the physical. It was all about let me get this physical because you so fine, and then we'll see what happens. What? Uh, what was I missing? So I got a little scared and I kind of just sat back and I chilled and I waited and I'm like, okay, this is not the way it's supposed to be. And it's just different, you know. And I don't know, some of you out there may have experienced the same thing when you got back out in this single dating world and, you know, you saw how people were, how things had changed, you know, and then you get to a point where you you got things going on with you, you know, you're working on self, you're trying to elevate your mental, your physical, your spiritual self, and so sometimes it's hard to really give of you to someone, especially if they seem to be somewhere in left field. So it becomes a lot easier just to kind of get into yourself. But things have really changed, you know. Um, I I just don't know what to say anymore. You know, I don't know how to take it all in. And you guys have to excuse me, my phone just rang, but I'm gonna finish up this video in a minute. Return that call because that's an important call to me. But you you know, you get in the moment. Hey, let me just change the subject right quick, real quick, while we doing this. See, you guys see these? You see these nails? I have not went there with nails like this in a minute with this type of dual color. But my nail lady, I'm gonna give her a shout out. I found me a new nail lady in Fairfield, California. Um, it's called Cindy's Hair and Nails. The lovely lady name is Vanessa. And if you go there and check her out, tell her Donna referred you. She know me very well. I love the sparkle. I love to get my feet and my nails done on a regular basis. And you know, now she just comes up with things for me. She came up with this. So I gotta rock this. I just had to tell y'all. But check her out in Fairfield. If you're out this way, or if you're looking for a new nail place, Cindy Hair and Nails in Fairfield. Her name is Vanessa. Call. Check her out. So anyway, back to what we were talking about. Now, we were talking about the dating. We was talking about, you know, what arouses a man, what arouses a woman when it comes to getting to know, when it comes to getting all up into them some kind of way, what excites their mental, what helps them um, suck you in, take you in, want to be all up in there with you some kind of way. What arouses them? Just think about that for a minute. Think about it because it's um it's an interesting thought. That one right there. Yeah. Let me know what you think about that. And now we're gonna flip this to while we on this while we on the roll, we doing this grown folk talk for a little bit. You know, I had a question, and I've talked about this a few times, and it tickles me a little bit. But I had posted on Facebook, and it was in regards to women who have that fishy odor smell about them. And I was talking to someone the other day, and we was talking about just some of the things that really turn men off when it comes to women. We just bounced off what arouses us, but there is some things that turn men off. And one of the things is a woman who has a bad smell about her. Um, and this gentleman was saying how it's just a no deal breaker. You know, if she has a bad smell about her, um, and there was one other thing they said too. It's gonna come to me, but it was two things, and they had went into a scenario as to a woman that they were kicking it with. I guess they were visiting her at their house and talking and this and that, and um, she went and used the bathroom. So after she used the bathroom, about 10 minutes later, he had to use the bathroom. So he went in after her. And he said the smell going in after her made him so sick to his stomach that he wanted to puke. And he tried spraying stuff and doing all this, and it just was really bad. And it wasn't a smell as to, um, you know, you having a bowel movement and you smell that. It was a bad woman, bad smell. Now, and I bring this up because, one of the things I have said is the last thing I want and have ever wanted was for a man to be in the barbershop having a conversation with a lot of other men or a couple of other men about how stanky the next woman was. I'm so glad that my mama taught me way early. I was young. She taught me about how to keep a woman fresh, fresh, fresh. Trust me. Thank you, mama. May you rest in heaven. She taught me that. Back then, I didn't understand, but man, as I became more mature and into womanhood, I understood. Okay? And women, I mean, this is just another grown folk topic. I'm just going, people have things where they get sick down there and they got to go take care of their thing, go to the doctor and get this and that and that. You have got to be in tune with yourself. Now, I know doggone well if somebody can go in the bathroom after you and they smell that stuff for a very long time and the next person comes and smell, I know you smell it. I know you smell it. I know when you pull your panties down, you smell it. Now I'm looking at some of the comments here and I see that, some say shave the bush. Shave the bush. The bush helps keeps the cush nice and fresh. Well, it has to be clean though too. The bush, yes, shaving the bush does help. I agree. I agree. But you got to clean it. And if you cleaning it and it still has a linger to it, you probably need to go see your gynecologist because it could be something going on. And, some women can have things going on. It doesn't mean they're nasty or they're dirty or they're this or they're that. We have internal, moisture areas that get infections and stuff like that. And sometimes you have a partner that's a little out there a little bit and you get to mixing stuff. See, the pH is a funny thing. If you've been kicking it with one person, they've gotten used to your pH, you've gotten used to theirs, and it's a balance, and you guys is boom. The woman is not getting infections, he's not getting any situations, it's cool. Soon as you add somebody else into the equation, guess what? Guess what? The pH changes. And that person that you've added in there, They ain't something ain't right. And then what happens is, men, when you do that, you bring that back to your main chick, and you get her pH all off balance, and she gets all messed up down there and get these bacterial infections and stuff like that, and even some other stuff too. But she gets that, and bacterial infections is really, really foul smelling, fishy, dischargey. It ain't cool. Don't mean she nasty and she been doing nothing. You didn't added something else into the equation. And it can also happen with women dipping with another dude, perhaps, and his little balance didn't quite with the whole thing. So you just gotta be careful. I mean, I can't stress this enough. You got to be careful with mixing these pHs and all that. And some are just women are just not keeping themselves fresh down there, and they're getting stuff themselves, because if you got bad bacteria and you're not cleaning and you're not getting into the creases and you're not doing the things you're supposed to do as a woman, you're gonna get stuff too. That can happen. And you gotta flush it out sometime. You gotta get up in there. So I mean, it may be enough of that, but that is a real life grown folk topic for sure, about the stank. Do something about it. And men, you guys are not exempt, because you be having things going on. You guys can have yeast too, that gives her the yeast. You guys be having stank going on underneath your testicles, and you too much hair, and you gotta shave and do your thing too. So everybody just take care of the underplunger. That's all I gotta say. Just take care of it. You know, really though. So, this is what I do, you guys. I like to bring you the real life topics and just kind of bounce off with whatever. Just bring it. And another thing, let's talk about this. Now, what about those who are really feeling you, right? They feeling you, but they call all the time. Now, women, we want you to call because we want to know that you thought about us. We want to know that we special like that. We want to know that, wow, hmm, he thought about me in the moment and just wanted to say, hey, we want to feel that, right? We want to know that. So, but what about those who just call too much? And what is too much, you guys? You know, what do you like? Do you like for somebody to call you 2, 3 times a day? Do you like for them to at least text you 2, 3 times a day? Or could you talk to her or him once a week and you cool with that? And some of you only like to call and talk to them when you want to get together. so so she may get that call. Hey, what's up, boo? What's happening? Yeah, I was just feeling you, thinking about you, and what you doing? I was gonna fall through. Is it cool? Now you ain't heard from them all week, right? And all of a sudden they got that little tingle or that little twitch, and they want to call you because they want to come see what's happening and fall through. Is that enough? How do you think that makes a woman feel? I mean, we can reverse it. How does that make a man feel? Because there's some women who will just call you when they want some of that water stick, or whatever you want to call it, water pole, uh, that Mr. Good Bar. That's what we call it. When she wants some of that Mr. Good Bar, she'll call you and say, "What's up, boo? I ain't seen you in a minute. What's happening? You want to come over?" And she'll extend the invite because you know, she wants to get with you like that. And then some of you, I mean, you'll run and get to, oh shit, I ain't doing nothing. Let me go. But then you be like, yeah, I ain't heard from this girl in a minute. Oh, now she want to call a Negro? Now she want to holler at me? What's wrong? The one she was talking about, I mean, talking to, she ain't talking to no more? Why she all of a sudden want to call me? Oh, she missing this. Oh, she missing this, huh? So she want to get at her brother. I mean, what's too much? How often do you want to be called, grown folks? I mean, what does it take? Now, I'm talking about the people who don't live with somebody or married to somebody and you come home to them every day. Because when you come home to them every day, even though you do want to sometimes get a call, hey, baby, was thinking about you. How's your day? What's going on, sweetie? You all right? All right, cool. I'm cool. I'll see you when I get home. What you want to eat tonight? Okay, that happens. But I'm talking about those who don't come home to one another, right? And you want to hear that person. It don't have to be every day. It don't have to be 3, 4 times a day, but it needs to be regularly done enough where they don't miss you, where you staying all up in here. It needs to be done regular enough, regular on a regular basis. Y'all know what I'm saying. It needs to be done. So what's too much? What's too much? You know, I've heard some people say, I don't like to be called every day. I'm busy. I got a lot of stuff going on. They can call me twice a week. That's all good. And then the conversation is so brief, you got to get off the phone. And then next time you talk, you telling them about 15 things that didn't happen. And the first thing they say, tell me about that. Well, hell, first of all, we ain't talking that much. Second of all, when we do talk, you got to go. Third, if you get a text, you may get back and you may not. So when was I supposed to tell you? So now that I got 5 minutes of your time, I want to tell you everything, everything, everything. Man, I tell you, being grown and dealing with these relationships and friendships and just everything can sometimes be really difficult. It can. And I just wanted to bring some of that stuff out. I wasn't able to get to this week. I am not doing my talk show. I got some family matters that came up and that I got to be a part of tomorrow. But we will be live next Sunday doing a grown folk talk show with your hostess with the mostest, Donna Smith. And I wanted to come on tonight just to kind of chop it up with you like I'm doing. Thank you for those who have chimed in. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the love. You know I bring it to you straight with no chaser. And on that note, I got to go, y'all. Saturday night. Think I'm gonna watch that movie. What movie was that? Um Coming to America 2, I think it is. I heard that that's funny, that is entertaining, that is good. So I think I'm gonna watch that tonight. Let y'all know how it was next time I do a video. On that note, I'm Donna Smith, your hostess with the mostest. Please like this video, share it, and subscribe to my channel. I'll be back at you guys in a couple of days with some more grown folk talk and discussion. Have a great evening, be safe, and until we meet again, stay grown or be gone.